Hey there everyone, it's MisterStubstep, and you had just finished the on-feet portion of this video, so the fact that you stuck around, I guess you want to hear me yap a little bit. So I do have these on-cloud Cloud X4s in ivory and black, so it's pretty much black and then it's like white but slightly off-white, I guess you could say. I paid the normal retail price for these. I actually went to on-cloud store on Abbot Kinney Street on, I think is that in Santa Monica or Venice? It's in one of those cities. I had a friend that usually always gets on clouds. I was using Sauconys for the longest time. I was like, you know what? I want to drift away because I kept getting the same Saucony shoe every iteration that it came out with. And for some reason, I just felt like the quality was lacking. So I wanted to try something new. Went to the On Cloud store and I said, hey, these are my needs. I like to lift. I like to run. And they said, how far are you running? And I'm like, I'm never usually running more than 5 miles in one period. So they gave me more or less a cross trainer, and these have suited me really well. So the break-in period overall, because I was used to using a actual running shoe that has a lot more cushion here on the bottom on the outsole, the first couple times that I ran, I felt a lot of pain in my shins because I think my shins and legs were used to having a lot more support. So after the first couple runs, I did feel a little bit more stress in my shins, but then after that, my shins got used to it. And so I started running with these and felt fine. So as far as break-in period goes, the only reason there was a break-in period is because my feet on runs was used to actual running shoes that are built for like really long distances, have a ton of cushion, have a ton of support. These have cushions and support, but just not as much as the typical running shoes. Hence why the people at the store recommended that I get these. So, and if you're ever wondering, like if you're at a store, you can just talk to the people and they usually will recommend, if you're like, hey, these are my goals or this is what I'm doing, what do you recommend the best for? You don't always have to go for looks. Even though I personally think these aren't, I still don't think On Clouds are very good looking running shoes. I still hold that. I guess they're kind of growing on me, and a lot of people have been using them as like a walking around shoe and everything, but I still don't think they look that good, but they fit the bill for what I need and they're comfy. So I do use them. I was using them inside all winter. So these are like fully broken in, as you can tell. They have a little bit of black from probably running on treadmills, but now that it's slightly warming up and getting sunny, I've been running outside, which is nice. I've also been doing, I guess, a little bit of impact training. So I've been doing F45, which is like, I've been doing the cardio version of it, so more circuit training, so like jumping and doing like shuffling and all that stuff, a little bit of footwork. And I've noticed that these hold up pretty well as far as like impact and everything goes. I'm not like playing basketball on them or anything, but just for that reference. I would say overall they are a good cross-training shoe, doing squats and deadlifts and all of that. I know when I had my running shoes on, I would either have to go barefoot or I would just leave them on and I would just feel like my alignment was slightly off. Some people need those like platforms in the back to like squat, you know, at depth or do proper deadlifts and everything, but I think these are pretty well. They're not like totally flat, but they're pretty close to flat. So I think they work well for me as far as the Olympic lifts. And then they're also just good walking shoes in general. They're all pretty comfy. Sometimes when I have F45, I change at work and then go right to that class afterwards. And I wear these all day. They're good. I have a standing desk. I walk around. They're great walking shoes. I haven't taken them on a hike, but I've done a lot of running outside where there's a little bit of terrain and everything like that, mainly on pavement. I haven't really been running anything longer than 3 miles in one set period, so haven't been exposed to like shin splints or anything like that. But overall, great running shoe. Would recommend. You could argue that they're kind of expensive, but I feel like all decent running shoes nowadays are kind of hovering around that price, so I don't think they're anything too crazy price-wise. And I probably go a little bit longer than I should because they recommend every 300 miles or something like that. You should, or either 300 miles or like 3 months or 6 months or whatever you get new running shoes. I usually go a little bit longer. I usually probably get one every 6 to 9 months, a new pair of running shoes. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Let me know if you have a pair of On Clouds or what you recommend, or if you have these specific ones. I like them overall. They're white, so they go with a lot of things, and they meet my needs as far as how I'm training currently. So I want to thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.